We said it was upset week, Sip. Have a look at you in the Panthers jersey. You've jumped on board, have you? Carolina Mike style.
I jumped on board like there's no tomorrow. Big upsets. Thanksgiving was so good. Massive games this week. Bears and the Packers. Bears might be able to get it done. What do you think?
I might get my sloppy rig out like Benny Johnson if the Bears beat the Packers over at Lambeau Field. I got my eyes on the Ravens. How many times can they feed Derrick Henry? I've had enough of all these pass plays. Give that man the ball. Who else are you looking forward to watching this week?
I can't wait for the Bills and the Bengals. And let's start it off with week 14. The Lions and the Cowboys. Let's watch out for those Cowboys. Big week coming up.
Here we go. Dak's 5-1 against the Lions. They'll eat up against them. And Chiefs versus Texans. Prime time plus a few others. Eagles stink. Get them off. Tune in. Big show. Welcome back, everyone. It's the Aces NFL show. We are joined by royalty. Aaron Sipos is in the building, powered by PointsBet. We told you it was upset week last week. We told you there was 4 upsets in a row. Thanksgiving delivered everything. Mark Andrews got a catch on the last drive.
Wasn't that nice?
Shout out to NFL Australia for their most amazing Thanksgiving lunch with some elite units. Sip, what a week of football. It's starting to heat up.
Oh, it's big. Week 13 was absolutely massive, and week 14 is only going to get bigger. This is exciting. Busy end.
Have a look at you jumping on the Panthers bandwagon. I think Sip might have had a little SGM with Panthers head-to-head as an upset. Is that right?
I'm very happy with that. Wasn't that a performance? My goodness me, that was very, very impressive considering the start that the Rams got. It was very impressive. So good on them.
Good on them, indeed. And I was just thinking about Amon-Ra St. Brown's ankle. That hurt a lot of people in fantasy. It's a big week in fantasy this week. I must say, we're just hanging in there. We're going to need some luck. We need some people to lose. We need a win, and we need a high score. But I sent a huge trade to Regan Bayless and Dylan Gibbons, who are in the finals in our league. I gave them 3 players for Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yes.
Mark Andrews, Warren, and I think I threw someone else in there. And guess what they did? They said, no, thank you. And the next week I said, boys, you probably should have taken the deal.
Haven't heard anything about him yet, but it didn't look good.
Depressing. I hate seeing guns go down. And
Laporta and Amon-Ra now, they're 2 massive outs when they get into the busy end of the season for the Lions.
What about their main man that come out of retirement?
Yeah, and he doesn't pass a physical because of his hamstring.
Do you reckon he's done that at the physical? Because, mate, that's what I've done at the Bucks party. That's a tendon. He's ripped the whole thing.
Yeah, but the physical side of thing is the physical is just getting looked at and doing minor tests.
Why would he walk in the building if he can't?
It's a great question.
Grade 3, mate.
It's a great question. You're barely walking. Yeah, I don't.
Do you think he's done it sprinting at the training facility?
Maybe he has. Maybe he has.
Have you done physicals when you go try out?
Yeah, but the physical side of thing, I don't like. I haven't done any running or anything like that. It's purely just like making sure that all your joints and that are all nice and good.
They don't make you kick around?
Nah.
Wow.
Nah. Yeah.
It just blew my mind.
Oh, I did too. I can't believe that. It's a very significant injury, and then you want to come out of retirement, and that's what you've got as a grade 3. Mind blown.
I read something that some men will do anything to get out of Thanksgiving at the in-laws. I heard he had Thanksgiving at the in-laws, and he said, I'm coming out of retirement, Sip.
Oh, no, I like old Frankie. He just wanted to get himself out of Arkansas and get him back up north. That's for sure.
Plenty to break down. We'll do it quickly, but Bryce Young has more game-winning drives than Josh Allen and Peyton Manning. He's sitting on 11.
At the same age.
And what they've done this year, you want to talk about a yo-yo? Beating the Packers over there, beating the Rams.
Yep.
Mate, putting on a display for us against the Niners last week and doing nothing. That was so disappointing.
Yep.
But then to come out and throw 3 tuds and just be lights out, passer rating 146. I think it was his record. Like, it's hard to understand. It sounds like if the run game gets going, they get going. If you stop it, they're cooked.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I didn't feel like that's like that for a few teams, but it was special. They was incredible to watch. The Rams were the hottest team in the league. I still think that they are, but going into last week, I mean, Stafford had thrown 28 touchdowns in a row without an interception, and then their defense gets going at the right time. Bryce Young's on fire, and it's exciting to watch. And they're right up there in their division. That is not over in the NFC South.
It's not over at all. I tell you what, the AFC, NFC, it's heating right up. What about the 1 seed being the Chicago Bears and their head coach getting the rig out so the whole city gets free hot dogs? We said we want to see them go well, but they are starting to heat up that run game.
Yeah.
You know, Monagai, and they've got Swift going against an Eagles defense that does not get beaten against the run, and then they can open up other lanes with all their receivers, tight ends. You know what? That division, that conference, I read that The Niners are on the same win-loss as the 1 seed, and they're sitting 7th.
Yep.
This is going to be box office to run home. We have literally playoff football now.
Oh, it literally, the games that we're about to speak about over the next few weeks, in particular this week, there are some massive games, and they will have, playoff implications. So it's a big week coming up, and do or die type stuff. Scott Hansen likes to say it's basically witching hour from week 14. It's great.
And we love it when he says that, especially when you just when you've already got the ticks. First time in history, 5 divisions hold a lead by less than 1 game. That just shows you how tight it is.
Yep.
Let's go to Philly. Their play calling is horrific.
No,
I can't stand it when they're running the ball on first down, only because it doesn't give Jalen Hurts an opportunity to get enough goes at throwing the ball. If he doesn't convert on 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9, because the way Barkley's running the ball and the O-line banged up, as we know, it's just killing them. And at what point do you throw out the run game at the start and just start with the pass? I know you need to set the run game for play action, but surely they get him using his legs. Like, it's even the commentators, they're such good commentators now. I love Greg Olsen. I think he's my favorite. He wasn't on the commentary this time, but it was whoever it was that was saying when Hurts uses his legs, then they become unpredictable. Then Barkley gets going. Then the play action gets going. AJ Brown gets going. Smitty, got it. But they aren't using him. And then against the Bears, they started to use his legs, and he had I saw the big rush. I think it was a 25, 30-yarder. And they started to get the ball going. But for some reason, he's just stashed Jalen Hurts' rushing attempts. And it's frustrating. And I don't think Philly can win it. I'm going to say it now. I remember the game they played against the Bucs when they didn't even make the playoffs, and it just looked ugly. They looked like the same team. They flipped it last year because of the run, but as soon as the run goes, they just lose all offense.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Jalen Hurts' legs is a vital part to their offense that they have not been able to use or don't use. So you wonder if there's an injury going on, if they're trying to protect him. I'm not too sure. It doesn't look to be that way. I just think that they need to create more options for him to be able to use his legs, because you're right, it opens it up completely. So it is a bit of a shock. And what's even worse is that they've relied on their defense and they've been able to get it done on the defensive end. The last 2 weeks they've given up over 800 yards on defense. So that is a big, big thing to be worried about. We saw it last week with the Bears giving up over 230 or 60 odd, I apologize, on the ground alone. That's alarm bells. So while their offense has been stalling a little bit, the defense has been able to pick it up. We saw that with the Lions game a few weeks back. But now that their defense is stalling, it is big worrying signs. And I remember this 2 years ago when they were 10-1 and absolutely flying. They had a home game against the San Francisco 49ers, and Christian McCaffrey absolutely destroyed them on the ground. They went on to lose 7 in a row, and it smells like that right now. So they need to fix something very, very quickly. I know Vic Fangio is the coordinator there, and I'm sure he's working at things to get right. But if they don't fix that up on the defensive end, you're right. They are not going back to back. And the Cowboys arguably could be taking their number 1 spot in the NFC East. So they need to pick it up pretty quickly.
They certainly do. I still believe in their defense. It's just their offense. I don't know who's a worse coordinator, the one they've got or Arthur Smith. The Steelers didn't have a pass completed over 20 yards in November. How does that happen?
I don't know, but that's a typical Arthur Smith offense. We saw it at Atlanta. Like, they get Bijan, and they obviously want to use the run game when it's not quite working, but they don't have anything else. And that's a typical thing that he does. That's why he got fired from Atlanta. And nothing has really changed. And it fit for Pittsburgh because Mike Tomlin's like this, let's get the O-line or D-line, let's go, let's run the footy and be hard at it. But it destroys your capability of being able to throw the ball around. And when you've got a weapon like DK Metcalf who's not being used, well, what's the point?
What is the point? You just mentioned Atlanta, and I wanted to vomit. I don't know why. Atlanta or the Jets. 2025 Atlanta is the 2024 Jets. Oh. And the Jets beat Atlanta with one of the biggest fossils in the league. The head coach played with him. That's how old this bloke is. But I ain't potting him because he's old. I love him. He's like fine wine. That field goal he kicked at the end of the game. Awesome. Fatigue kicks in. The weather in New York's, it's blowing a gale.
Horrendous there too.
And he's just snuck it home. And honestly, Atlanta, it's just panic stations. LA Rams are the biggest winner of that. They've got their first pick. Atlanta continues to lose. They've lost like 6 in a row. Yeah. Bijan Robinson has 190 rushing yards, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And, the things that stink for me is like He gets him to the goal line and Algier comes in, right? But it's he got the first one. Bajan scores the second one because he's a freak. But I could see him. I reckon it was the first time I saw his frustration. Like, why am I getting pulled out when I can score a touchdown? I'm the reason we got up there. And it stinks. It stinks to me, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I don't think a really good head coach that has the locker room would allow it.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell, Vrabel, Ben Johnson, they recognize what needs to be done for the group to feel energized. And I don't like when Bijan Robinson gets pulled off the field when they get to the 4-yard line so Algier can run it in and do exactly what Bijan can do.
You are spot on, Tommy. I don't even know if I need to add anything to that. They just simply been the biggest disappointment of 2025. I'm happy to move on with that. That's excellent.
Last point on last week. Well, actually second last. The Chiefs and Cowboys. Most watched regular season game ever. 57.23 million, allegedly. Because obviously had
show.
And did they ever? I mean, those Thanksgiving games under a roof. Give me more, Roger. Roger Goodell, give me more. And we do have more. I think Boxing Day our time, Christmas Day their time is going to be fun. There's a few more to come. Lastly, the AFC South. We said it's going to heat up. We said the Texans would get it done. We said they'd stop the run. They just stopped the run. What about our special on the points bet up? We had a North American Aces special, 850. I couldn't believe it, Sip. We needed Taylor under 85.5, and he had 85 rushing yards, and I didn't give him another go at it. I couldn't believe it.
That is awesome.
He was a freak. I was watching him late. He was starting to really get going there. So it's kind of JT or bust, isn't it?
It is. I feel like teams are starting to figure it out. As soon as one team does it, they copy it like there is no tomorrow to try and figure out a way to be able to do it. And it's shown. I think they've lost their last 3 out of their last 4. And that division, now they're not even winning their division. It's tightening up, and it's going to be awesome.
AFC South's heading up. We've got the Jags, we've got the Colts, and we've got the Texans. Who are you taking right now? I think the Jags, Colts tied, and then the Texans 1 game behind them. Who would you like to have your heart earned on right now?
I like the Texans. I think they're finding something. Their defense has been rock solid all year. Their offense stalled a little bit. We've seen it start to progress. I thought CJ was pretty good last week. He was okay. I mean, I know he didn't throw any touchdowns. He had the 1 interception, but at least he's getting the ball down the field a little bit more, and it looks so much better for him. So, as a well-rounded team, I'm gonna go with the Texans, but they have a big matchup this week on the road, so they need to get it done.
Well said. Well, let's move on because we're going to talk about all the teams that you want us to talk about later. Let's keep moving. 2-minute drill. You ready, Sip? Let's go quick this time.
Fire away.
Connor Young, Debo would be wide receiver 1 in fantasy if the ball was a donut.
Possibly.
I think I know Connor Young must have had him from an anytime touchdown, and the big fella went down at the 1.
Must have.
Jack Smith, how deep can the Bears go? Feel like the run game is built for January, February.
I agree. They keep that run game going. They're going deep.
Richie Mathers, is Lamar Cook, Sip?
No.
Ben Roberts, 49ers are humming, Tommy. Please write us off more and more. Benny, you're humming, but you got no defense, and you're going to get smoked when you play a good team. Your offense is stacked. Your defense is non-existent. You keep playing spuds. The Browns don't count, but I am a bit worried that they are. They are 1 game away from the 1 seed. So
move
it's
on.
move
like
on.
It.
Love it though. Love it, Scotty. Danielle Wiss-Jones, 94. Unfortunately, Eagles 1 and done.
It could be the case, yes.
Sean Riley, Drake May is the best quarterback in Pat's history.
Oh, my gosh, spare me.
Tom Robb, 24. Broncos to finish 1 seed and Bo Nix dynasty begins.
No.
Tyler Hinbrain, our man, no doubt. Bo Nix question. Fun fact, Bo Nix has more wins in a row than letters in his name and double the total wins. Tyler Hinbrain's off his head. What happened to your brain, Tyler? It's got all Bo. When you go to sleep, Tyler must just think about Bo Nix.
Seriously, he must be. I hope there's a poster on his wall that he needs to be careful.
Tor's okay. Tor's ock. Pats win it all.
No.
Well said. Let's move on. Time for Head Coach Tinder. The Tinder's back. It's time to get the Head Coach Tinder out, Sip. This one's for the New York Giants. By the way, what was that 4th and 1 call on Monday Night Football? That made me sick. There's 2 minutes to go, or a little bit less. 4th and 1 down 20. I think it was 20. He punts it.
Yeah.
Allows them to go back and kick a field goal, and then 4th and 6 in the 3rd, he goes for it. What's doing?
Don't know.
Moving on.
I don't know.
I
don't have anything else to say to that, Tommy, but I don't know.
It felt like tanking.
Yeah, could be. It honestly could be.
It was sickening. Head Coach Tinder, here we go. We're bringing back the segment. The New York Giants, they need a head coach, and these are the number candidates that we're going to throw up. Sip, there's 6 of them, and you're going to swipe left or you're going to swipe right.
Okay.
Antonio Pierce, former Las Vegas Raiders head coach.
No, I'm going left. He's out.
Jesse Minter, Los Angeles Chargers defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I'm happy to go with a tick to the right. Go for it. Yep.
Matt Nagy, Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator.
No.
Steve Spagnuolo, Chiefs defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I love this one. He would be massive for him. Unbelievable last few years defensive coordinator. That's a big go to the right.
Mike McCarthy, former Dallas Cowboys head coach and Packers.
Nah, leave him out.
Chris Schuler, Los Angeles Rams defensive coordinator.
Like him as well. He's got that defense going over the last couple of years. I'm happy with the tick there.
What about John Gruden, former Raiders and Bucks head coach?
That would be pretty cool. Get him back in the league. Let's go right, baby.
Knock on wood if you're with me. I like it.
All right, man.
I like it.
Here we go. All right. We're going to run to the left here. I love that.
Super Bowl is 9 weeks away. I can't wait.
9 weeks, Tommy.
According to Luke Morgan, who's done the run sheet, it feels like it's not that far.
9 weeks. That's nuts.
It's closer than we think, Sid. All right, let's turn our attentions to week 14. I'm going to kick us off. This is a bit of a bold prediction. Bold prediction time.
I love it.
First of all, fun fact about this game before I get to my bold prediction.
Yeah, hit me.
Dak Prescott is 5-1 against the Lions in his career.
Yep.
And the Lions looking like having no Laporta obviously out for the season. Banged up O-line a little bit and Amon-Ra out. It's going to be tough considering what's been happening on the defensive side of the ball. Right, here's my pitch. Listen up. All right.
Are you actually going to say this?
Here we go. This is the greatest value for a Super Bowl winner you'll get in the season outside of the norm. The Dallas Cowboys are currently $51. I think Dallas Cowboys can do something that no one else is thinking. I think Dallas Cowboys can still win the Super Bowl. Here's why. From weeks 1 to 9, they were ranked 28th in the run defense. Since then, the last 3 weeks, they're now ranked 3rd in the run game defensively. Let me say that again. They're now ranked 3rd in the run game. And guess what, Sip? It ain't no coincidence for this. Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson have been incredible moves for Jerry Jones. Their offense puts up 30 points every week. When they play at home, they don't lose. I also think Philly is starting to shit the bed. Then you go, what's their run home? They are at Detroit. Again, Dak Prescott, he's 5-1 against the Lions. Detroit are banged up, and the Cowboys are humming. They win that. They then go to the Vikings at home. Let me start again. Then they play the Vikings at home. They're going to smack them, and I can't see the Vikings scoring 30 points. They win that. They play the Chargers at home. We don't know where Herbert's at, but I still think they beat anyone at home. There's 3 wins in a row. The last 2 games, they're at Washington, and then they're at the Giants. You think Washington and Giants want to win those games? They're going to win 5 in a row. Philly play a couple tough teams. They have Buffalo. They have Washington twice. They have the Raiders, who I think they'll smack, but they have the Chargers this week. If they drop 2, I think that the Cowboys will get the 1 seed, and they'll go all the way. I'm telling you now, if they get the 1 seed, I think they can go all the way. They've just beaten the Chiefs. They've just beaten the Eagles. They've beaten some of the toughest teams in the league. And if they play at home, they cannot be stopped. I think they've got the best offense in the league at the moment. And with Quinnen Williams and the boys stopping the run, they're slowly getting better on defense. So, Sip, I just think at $51, it's the best value play to win the Super Bowl because it's so wide open at the moment and you can't tell me who's going to win. So if you're going to have a little play, I think Dallas Cowboys is your play for the Super Bowl this year. What do you think?
That hurts me so much, you saying that. That really just boils my blood, to be honest. But you're probably right, to be honest, because the way they're going right now, it's incredible to watch. But in all seriousness, they are one of the most exciting teams to watch right now. 2 of the best wide receivers in the game. Everything that you've put on there, it is all signs leading to them potentially taking out that division. And we know what happens with that division. No team in the last 25 years has won 2 in a row. 2 in a row. So the Eagles are going to probably find a way, as you said, to shit the bed again. And that's the way it's going to work. But this is exciting stuff. This is what the NFL is all about. I love this. And the way they're rolling right now, and they get a seriously good draw. They get an unbelievably good draw. It's pretty good by you, Tommy. It's pretty good. And it's one to keep an eye on because their defense has lifted so much over the last few weeks. They do have a tough one against Gibbs, but if they can shut him down, considering he's basically their only kind of offense now with Armin Ra out and Laporta, it's game on. It is game on.
I just explained how they're stopping the run. Now, in that pitch, I didn't even mention the offense. I think Pickens is one of the best receivers in the league. You got CD Lamb, who's right up there as well. Williams is going to have his first 1,000-yard season ever this week. And Dak Prescott, he's like ranked 2 in nearly every category in the league. O-line's doing a great job. Yep. We know they don't lose at home. I just think $51. I mean, are you kidding me, PointsBet? That's my pick. That's my roughie. That's my roughie. And I just think, you tell me why they can't.
Wouldn't that be a story? They get rid of Micah Parsons and they do that and they end up winning the whole damn thing. George Pickens is second in the league right now for total receiving yards, only behind JSN. So again, the Steelers have just majorly screwed that one up, and he is reaping the rewards.
Detroit just lost their cornerback this week. He's out for it sounds like the season. The Vikings have great defense, but their offense, we'll talk about their quarterback situation. Chargers, great team, ran well, but if you can just stop their run and get in front, then you can blow them out, I think, at home. Washington, we know they've got no secondary. They've changed their defense, but they won't want to win at the end of the year. And Giants, well, they've already shown you that they don't want to win. They didn't go for it on 4th and 1. So that's an absolute fill-up to finish the year. Here's what I've done on this game. We're going to focus on this game because we love our Ausmerican Aces Hub. We smacked it at the park last week. We had our $17.50 get up, powered by PointsBet, of course, that me and you celebrated at that Thanksgiving lunch. Mark Andrews, can you believe it? There was a couple plays. Honestly, it's not his fault. Lamar missed him on a little screen that would have went for 70 yards. And can we talk about likely not getting my touchdown over the line? That was tough. All right, this is what I've cooked up. This is amazing. But pick my longest catch, right? George Pickens, we're getting $7 for a 40-yard reception. What I've done is I've built it from 30 yards all the way to 60 yards, which is just juice, in 2.5-yard increments. And you can go on there and you can get some value. It's $2.50 for a 30-yard catch. He's had them nearly every game. And against a team like Detroit, they are pretty good against the run normally, but they're in the pass game. Look what Jordan Love did last week. He threw 4 touchdowns. He threw the ball to Wicks all day. And Pickens and Lamb will have a field day. That's the other one. The other one that I like is wide receiver Gibbs. I've asked the traders this. I've gone, give me some odds for Gibbs to have more receiving yards than rushing yards. I think they're going to use him very often in the pass game, playing from behind, and they're going to have to just have him and Monty on the field a lot. There's going to be a bit of trickery, but they've got Williams, Tesla, and it's honestly Gibbs and Monty. They're going to have to do some creative stuff. I just think Gibbs is going to have more receiving yards. So 550, Sit. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's unbelievable. I love everything about that because it's going to be danger game again with the way the run game's been going on the defensive end for the Cowboys. So I like those odds.
Love it. All right, let's keep moving on. I'm tipping the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are great value here. Take the line if you don't like going head to head. I'm really excited about this game. I think it should be fireworks.
Oh, it's a cracking way to start off week 14. Unbelievable.
Anything else from you?
Nah. All good to go.
Righto, let's get into the other games, mate. Let's get into the other games. That was my pitch for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl at $51. It would be an amazing story. We've seen it before. Righto, let's kick it off. Seahawks at the Falcons. We know the Seahawks probably defensively they're one of the best in the comp. But geez, that offense, man, that cost me my best bet last week. Everything 3 from 4. Darnold, not 2 passing touchdowns, not even a touchdown. They rushed one late with Charbonnet. Again, Walker fantasy owners, I know how you feel. Probably cost me, but he can't get it done in the red zone at the moment. And that was against a pretty mediocre side. Well, not mediocre.
Their defense has been rock solid.
But when you're pumping a team, normally you can just get one in.
You'd love to be able to sneak one in. There's no doubt. It's I mean, Darnold's last 3 games have been a little bit interesting. I think he's had only 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So he's in a bit of a lull period right now. They're still able to been able to get the job done. They should be able to get this one relatively comfortably. I just don't see much from the Falcons anymore. I'm just off them like there's no tomorrow. But it would be nice for Darnold just to get back to what his earlier form was. His form earlier in the year. So if we can bounce back in a way that would be good. That'd be really good. He's had 19 touchdowns for the year, 10 interceptions. As I said, 5 of them though in the last 3 weeks. So it'd be nice for him to kind of get back to his red hot form. JSN quietest game last week all year, only with 23 yards. So I'd like to see him bounce back as well.
The only way the Seahawks can win the Super Bowl is a consistent Darnold. That defense, tick. They tick all the boxes. Yep. Special teams, tick. Like Dicko's putting the ball at the 5 every time if you wanted it. Yeah. But the offense, I don't know. against the blitz, I reckon once he goes down, he throws a little bit. I haven't seen enough consistency, and that is going to be the question mark. Can the offense stay consistent? Atlanta traditionally good defense, but they've lost the plot the last, as you said, 7 weeks. So they actually do allow opportunities at the back. JSN and the guy that I'm looking for, you know who I'm looking for.
I know you are.
Shaheed, the deep ball. I didn't get it last week. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. They have recruited him. They have not got him going yet. So is this the week? Yeah. I feel like there's got to be a play.
It'd be nice.
There's a play call waiting there. I'm going to put it back up on the hub, but I'm waiting for that Shaheed big ball. We saw Adonai Mitchell get what we thought a couple of weeks ago with the Jets last week. I think that's the play. Look, I've got nothing for you. Seahawks should win, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the Atlanta dish up because I reckon they might start folding soon. It sounds like they'll start folding.
Yep. Head coach's job's on the line, so that's one to watch as well.
This game's a blockbuster for all kinds of reasons. The Bengals upsetting my Ravens last week has just caused a little bit of drama in the AFC North, and all of a sudden there's someone out there that's saying they think the Bengals can still win it. He made a solid point.
They're still alive.
But this they have to beat the Bills, but the Bills they need to keep winning as well. Yeah. So this is a huge game, and it is in Buffalo. It looks cold, but. We know one thing with the Bengals, it equals points and they've got no defense. This could be the highest scoring game of the week.
Good.
Last week, Steelers didn't score much against the Bills. But we need to recognize that Dawkins on that O-line, he wasn't out there last week and they still got it done. And they ran the same play all day with Cook to the right.
29 times.
Oh my God.
29 times they ran the same play.
It's crazy.
And he had 140 yards on the ground. Probably the same thing's going to happen against this Bengals defense too. So I'm all over Cook this weekend.
Mix it up, don't they?
Oh, I think that they do, but I still think that Cook is going to have a heavy influence on the ground this week. We know how bad they are. It's all about trends now as you get later into the year, and when you haven't fixed it or got it sorted earlier in the year, it's bloody hard to be able to get sorted and fix up later in the year. So Bengals defense, they kept the Ravens offense to 15 points, and that was pretty impressive. And they made some really big mistakes, and they shouldn't have. I think it's probably more on how poorly the offense was instead of how good the defense was. I don't think you get the same thing from the Bills. I think that Josh Allen gets back to his best. Cook just pounding the rock. But I am excited for this one because having Joe back, he's going to be flinging it around everywhere.
Just writing notes down here so I can review my performance later on. But there's one thing that I continually will say to you. Bengals against tight ends are horrific.
Yeah.
We thought Andrews last week.
Kincaid's back.
Hey, what did I say last week?
Oh, I know, yeah.
I said Andrews. Well, guess what? It was Andrews just, but likely had 90, and he hasn't had that all year.
Yeah.
They just don't defend the tight end position. So Kincaid knocks.
I'm excited. I'm hoping Kincaid's back after he was questionable last week. Missed out. What a game to be able to come back and get yourself back into form.
Yeah, well said. I think he's a massive vocal point of that offense. When he's not playing, they've struggled a little bit.
They have.
When he's out there, the whole thing just clicks. Oh, if he's back, look out. Him and Knox. It could be one play drawn up where they think it's Kincaid and it's Knox. But again, Bengals against the tight end position, they just struggle. Yeah. Let's go to the Bengals. I think Jamar Chase light up game. They haven't defended well all year. Take away the Steelers. They haven't had a pass over 20 yards in November. So they're an outlier as well. And what you said about the Ravens and how the Bengals cause all these fumbles and takeaways, let's be honest, likely punch on the goal line, touchback, there's 7 points reversed. Flowers, well done. They knocked the ball out, but ball security, Lamar, same thing. Like Derrick Henry, there was just the offense beat themselves. And you could say the defense was pretty good, but I don't think they're doing that against the Bills. Let's keep moving on. Who are you tipping, actually? This is a really big game.
I'm going to go with the Bills.
So am I. I think the Bills win. Well, you know why? Because I need them to win. And they are firm favourites there. Let's go to the Shedeur Sanders versus Cam Ward.
Bit of a toilet bowl.
Toilet bowl, but also I remember them training and preparing together before the draft, and there was some, one's flashing and one's all business. This has got bragging rights for the boys.
It does. Yeah, it's all about the quarterback position this week, so that's the only thing I'll be looking at. Otherwise, I think it's just an ugly game. It's meant to be cold there. I don't know if you're going to get much out of it. So, this could be, again, I keep saying the same thing. All I get excited about now is watching the Browns, is seeing if Myles Garrett, when he's going to break the record. He had another one on the weekend. This O-line of the Titans, I'm surprised, Ward's face is not over here and his body is in line because he has been getting destroyed. And when you're coming up with Myles Garrett, It might be a 5-sack day, and he breaks the record this weekend.
They were really bad last week, the Titans. Browns defense, red hot. At home, cold. Got Judkins written all over it, doesn't it? I just think that I'll lean on your man behind us, Myles Garrett. We've got the jersey in the studio. He's going to win the defensive. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year by the length of Flemington and the Valley combined. Like it's ridiculous. Let's move on. I'm going to go Browns. And you know what? I want to see Jerry Jeudy connect on that deep ball. They missed it last week. That would have been a nice play.
If he's not such a lazy.
I love how Sanders is he floats around in the pocket and then he buys time. It's good to watch.
No, it is.
Compare him to the other quarterback and Dylan. It's much better.
Yeah, agree.
Righto, Commanders at Vikings. I don't have much for you except for thank you to Marcus Mariota and Terry McLaurin and Debo and all of you for making that game, Zach Ertz especially, just making primetime fun again against the Broncos.
You cost me at the line. You can get stuffed.
Oh, that was a sip needed the line and that overtime drive. What about the flag on fourth down?
That's what can happen. You can get absolutely stuffed.
How are you feeling in that moment?
I couldn't believe it. On a fourth down play, you get a pass interference. I'm like, I ran. I was that excited. I thought, they haven't got it. I'm running around. And then I get the flag out there and he's touched him too early. Pass interference, automatic first down. I'm like, they're going to fucking score here. And they did. I lost my shit. Absolutely lost my shit.
All my mates backed you in. It was $11 and they
so happy with it.
They were sweating.
So happy.
That last drive. Terry McLaurin
hurt me bad.
Well, Terry looked amazing. He played on Pat Surtain. That's no fluky performance.
Good.
That was both of them back off injury. So look out. Hey, Vikings, just quickly, but does Justin Jefferson leave? And where would you go if you were his agent? What would you say to Justin?
I think it's time to go, mate. Yeah, I think it's time to explore your options and look elsewhere. We know his talent, and it's time for him to be able to go to contender. I look at teams right now that genuinely need a star wide receiver, and I just can't help but think about the Bills. Like, imagine just him with Josh Allen. I know it's cold, I get it, but the guy's a freak. He can play anywhere. He can play absolutely anywhere.
Say?
I said, I know it's cold.
What are they building?
But they're building a stadium. It's still going to be outdoors.
Yeah.
But my point is that I just look for a team.
No, they don't. I fucked that up, didn't I? We'll leave that in so I sound like an idiot.
That's great. But I just think I'm just looking at teams that just need a wide receiver. And if Josh Allen had that, oh my goodness me, they're back. Because they are still going to be Super Bowl contenders. I genuinely believe that for the next few years while they have Cook in the run game and Allen as the quarterback, add a genuine wide receiver. Poor, watch out.
I thought there's a man that is the GOAT in the competition. He's now an owner. I thought if I'm Tom Brady,
you're trying to get him there.
I'm trying to get Winston as a bridge quarterback. I'm going to get Justin Jefferson as wide receiver 1, pair him up with Genty, and you got Brock Bowers, and somehow get an O-line. Tell me that's not ready to go with Crosby to compete next year.
No, I love the sound of that, but I don't back the Raiders. I think they find a way to screw things up too. So I just can't do it right now.
Yeah, fair enough. And I agree with the Bills pairing him up. The Stephon Diggs connection before 3 years ago.
Exactly right. I just think it works out very, very well. But that's the way I see it. But I don't have much for you here either, Tommy. I think the Commanders' defense has got a little bit better since head coach has taken over in Coach Quinn, and I think. I just don't like much. I think it's going to be too much of a defensive game here. So that's all I've got for you.
They've changed the defensive formation, and Bobby Wagner, you can see him. He's making plays. Since Dan Quinn's taken over, they just look much better.
Yep.
And they're not allowing those big explosive plays as they were at the start of the year. They were kind of like the Bengals and the Cowboys, just letting anything out the back. But they looks like they're starting to build. Yeah, they're building something, but it's just too late.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Anyway, let's stop talking about that game. Dolphins at the Jets. Jets winning. Dolphins playing a little bit better defense, but I don't even want to talk about this game. A-Chain for me here, and the Dolphins, I mean,
he may have saved his season a little bit, Coach McDaniel. He may have saved it. They've got them themselves back together. The draw's been relatively nice to them, and I think you're right. I think A-Chain has been on absolute fire, and it continues against the Jets.
I wonder if the Jets are saying to Aaron Glenn, "Hey, can you stop winning? We wouldn't want a young superstar in the draft."
Yeah.
Anyway,
true.
Saints at Bucks. This is another stinker in terms of you'd think that the Bucks just walk straight through
They
them.
should absolutely destroy the Saints at home, to be honest. Let's go make a statement. Enough. I know you've had a bit of a tough run. Here's your opportunity now to go and get after it. Let's make it happen.
Chris Godwin dropped an easy touchdown last week. Keep your eyes out on him. He's a slot receiver. Emeka Egbuka started the season hot. I think everyone's just thought that was going to continue. It doesn't in this league. And I reckon Godwin's someone they're leaning on. There was a play last week. Big shout out to our man, Tristan Wirth. I don't know how you say his last name.
Nice little tutty.
He was wearing the Soho Cherries. Remember on the sideline?
Very nice.
The O-lineman comes in and then just slips out and gets a tud. Big man, had a big day. But Kate Otten's the one I'm still looking. We said Christian Kirk a few weeks ago. Kate Otten will score a touchdown this week.
Wow.
It'll be his first for the year. And then Chris Godwin will score the second one, Sip. And there's your same game multi. Don't even worry about anything else.
Mike Evans also, window has opened up. So whether or not he plays is another one. But the window has opened for him to return. So starting to get a few weapons back on the offensive side.
Wouldn't risk him for this.
No, absolutely not. I totally agree. Just making everybody aware that the window's open, so it's not too long. So maybe if you're snucking away for fantasy and you might get a couple of little cheeky ones, we'll see how he goes.
Exactly right. With Panthers on bye, you can afford to drop one maybe, but you should smack the Saints without anyone playing on offense. They are horrific.
This next one's big, Tommy.
AFC South, we spoke about it at the start of the show. This is poor. The Texans will be watching this one closely while they are sitting back ready for Sunday night football against the Chiefs, but this one is massive. You kick it away because Colts at Jags. Jags haven't been spoken about a lot on this podcast. You know I don't trust Trevor.
Yep.
And Indiana Jones, I don't know whether he's selling some product for his mates at college because I saw a clip of him wearing something on the fractured leg that his good friend started a business with. And I'm wondering, was that a PR little stunt? Because I thought he looked all right when I watched against the Texans last week. King, what do you think?
That's very good. I mean, looked fine to me, didn't he? He was moving around in the pocket and he looked fine.
Clip of training, looked like he couldn't even.
Seriously,
looked like someone smacked him with a hammer.
Unless he's been jabbed, we all know that we love a little jab here and there too that gets you going. Bit of numbness there to help you. I don't know, but seem to be moving around okay. But I'll tell you what, I know we haven't backed the Jags in enough, but 8-4, going really solid. Have put together a really good month. The only thing that's cost them is obviously their capitulation in the last quarter against the Texans. Otherwise, they're sitting really, really healthy right now. And this one's at home for them. They've been pretty good at home. Jacoby Myers has been a huge addition for them. The deep ball's been getting to work, and he has been a big part of it. They stopped the run really well, so if they can do that again against this Colts team, I can't see why they can't get the job done at home and kind of put themselves in a really good spot to take out the division. But it's all about Trevor Lawrence, isn't it? It's all about how well he can stand up. The defense is really solid for the Colts.
Sauce Gardner did hurt himself,
and he did hurt himself pretty badly, so that can help as well, opening up the passing game. But he has put himself in a really good spot the last few weeks, Trevor, and I think we're just starting to see it. He's got a head coach that I think that believes in him, and he's got some really good schemes that it's working for that group. And I do like what they're doing. If they can continue that form, there's no reason why they can't get the job done here and really put themselves in a solid spot to be able to win this division. What about you?
Yeah, I just think Jonathan Taylor showed me last week against that Texans D, who I've got about top 4 in the whole league. Probably higher, but just go top 4 for now.
Yep.
That he can still get through anything. He just needs to have the ball in his hands in the last quarter, and he needs a few more attempts than what he had last week. And if they can get on top early, he's going to get that, and he might be able to wear this Jags defense down. They played the Titans last week. They've had a couple of easy wins. I don't trust Trevor as much as I trust the O-line and Indiana Jones at the moment.
Yep.
ETN has been struggling. He didn't get it going against the Titans. I don't think it's as easy as you think against the Colts. Look, for me, I'm just going to lean on Jonathan Taylor and the Colts. They haven't got the best record on the road, 2-3. Obviously, Jags 4-2 at home. This is just massive, though. It's a crucial divisional matchup. Yep. If you're going to win the division and you're going to finally make a move, which they've done in that trade period, they gave away a lot for Sauce Gardner and they did a few other things. But I just think this is a huge game they'll set themselves for, and I like the fact they come off a loss. They come off a loss and Jags come off an easy win. I don't like that for the Jags heading into it. You don't want to start poorly. Look, it's a flip of the coin.
Yeah.
The bookies have it, PointsBet have them at $1.80 for a reason, the Colts. So I'm going to lean the Colts.
Okay.
And
I like it.
the position that I'm liking for the Jags is Strange at tight end. He is a very good, promising tight end. They got a little bit banged up early in the year. He's back, and I'm loving his workload through there. I reckon they've given up a little bit on Brian Thomas. We'll see this week. With Sauce Gardner out, does it present an opportunity? But it looks like it's more of a Myers, Strange, and a little bit of everything else going on in the pass game.
Yep.
This is huge, though. Texans will be sitting there watching this before they play the Chiefs, and we know how big this one. So, look, it's probably a game of the week. Colts at the Jags. Yep. I'm tipping
Can't
Colts.
wait for it.
Here we go. Steelers at the Ravens. I didn't know this one's at home. That's really nice to see. Lamar Jackson, what do you think? You know what I think. Give us something on the Ravens.
Oh, I just think he's just a guy out of form right now. He hasn't been able to be consistently out on the park. You can see that. I don't know whether he's nursing an injury or not. I'm really not too sure. He just looks like he's a guy that just doesn't quite have his mojo at the moment. We all know how good he is. He's a 2-time MVP for a reason. I am not going to sit here and knock the guy because he is extremely talented and has shown that he's more than capable of leading a team to the promised land without obviously having the ultimate success right now. But he's just missing something. There's something that's not right for him right now. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's using his legs as much. I'm not too sure. But it looks like he's seeing a couple of things that he doesn't normally see. And that's something that he needs to be able to work on. It's a big game. It's a big game this week. This has got, again, massive implications, and it's completely opened up. I know he has a pretty good track record against Steelers. I think he can. I think he feels good, but I just hope that he can bounce back here. I'm hoping this is the game he's able to do it. I can see you're ready to let rip on something right now, Tommy. So I'm gonna give you the floor.
I reckon you cursed Derrick Henry. We had a jersey behind you the last couple of weeks, Derrick Henry. I've moved it. I'll put the Bears there. I reckon the Bears might start losing.
I'll gladly take that.
I've tucked Derrick Henry away. And you watch this week. This is the Derrick Henry show. Yeah. The Derrick Henry show. And then Lamar will have a little bit of play action off the back. I don't think he throws the ball as long. He might have some big passes, but he won't throw it as much this week. Last week, what let them down was the turnovers. I mean, likely scores a touchdown. Lamar's numbers look different. Yeah. And it changed the game, that. Yeah. So ball security for all of you. Every single player on offense. The defense for the Ravens are playing well. The defense for the Steelers aren't playing that well. We saw what Cook did. He ran the same play 29 times and still got the down. So Derrick Henry last week got the 31st ranked defense, and he ran the ball 9 times, and he ran a touchdown for 28 yards in the first quarter. Offensive coordinator, give him the ball. He should be having 25 carries this week. Yep. It's getting cold. He's fresh. This week, Derrick Henry is going to explode. They should be feeding this man. This is not Keith Mitchell. I love him as a running back, but Derrick Henry, give him the ball all game. He shouldn't even come off the field. It's time to just increase his load. And when he does that, Lamar can then play some tricks. He can use his legs. I don't think Lamar's injured at all. I just think they've been running the wrong plays. They're throwing the ball, and his confidence is down. That play with Mark Andrews that peeled out, and he's looking down the field, and he's not scanning. He's not as calm. He needs to just get back to basic. Give the ball to Derrick Henry. Let the plays just open up, and then Flowers might score his second touchdown for the year. He's only scored one since week 1. I mean, talk about a man that needs a tud. Yeah, Flowers needs a tud. Right?
No doubt.
Derrick Henry needs the ball.
No doubt.
And Lamar Jackson needs some play action. There you go. Watch him smack the Steelers.
All right.
I can't stand the Steelers in that offense. They beat us at home this week. I will be sick. I'll be sick, Sip. I'll be sick.
So you should be.
This is massive. You lose this, you're cooked.
Yeah.
I think we might, we're not cooked, but it's not great. Broncos at Raiders. I'll move on really quickly. Brock Bowers' screamer last week got me into a contention for finals, for playoffs. I've got to win this week and a little bit of luck, but geez, Brocky Bowers. About time. They sacked the offensive coordinator. What do you know? They get to the goal line. They throw it to him. What's he do? He plucks it from anywhere. How hard is it, Sip?
Seriously. I don't understand what they've been trying to do for the last 12 weeks, so it's about time.
I'm looking to see a Franklin bounce-back game. They don't stop much at all, the Raiders, and this will be fun. I think if you got Bonix in fantasy, Tyler Hinbrain, you'll be licking your lips this week. I think they'll I think I've read that they've been behind in nearly every game that they've won, so people are calling them frauds. What do you think quickly on the Broncos? Just quickly.
No. Look, you got to find ways to win games, and you win the close ones. That's what gives you a chance. So we see what the Chiefs haven't been able to do. The Broncos are doing this year, winning close games, and I love it.
Bears versus Packers. A rivalry as old as time. Neck and neck for the NFC North could once again decide the division. Not to mention the Bears are sitting at the 1 seed as we speak. This one is at Green Bay. You take it away, Sip.
I think they fall out of the number 1 seed after this week's game. They would play the Packers at Lambeau. If Jordan Love can produce anything what he did on Thanksgiving, I think the Bears are going to be falling out of the number 1 seed, and you're going to see the Green Bay Packers take over that number 1 spot, and it might go through Lambeau. That's what I'm going to say right now, and that's going to be mighty tough. The defense needs to get going a little bit better. They started strong and they've fallen away a little bit. But I'm telling you, this has got a cracking game written all over it. What can Ben Johnson come up with? I'm super excited for it. He has got a team that is believing in his system. But I just think the Bears are going to fall out of that number 1 seed. They're going to enjoy it for a week, mate, and they're going to fall out of it because the Packers are going to get it done at home.
When Ben Johnson was signed as the head coach, he said a few things and he finished with, I don't mind beating the Packers twice a year. Something like that. Let's get the clip up. Put it up.
I'd love that to see.
So,
we'll see.
This is going to be exciting. I still think the Bears can beat the Packers. I reckon Johnson's a better coach than LaFleur.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I reckon I'm yet to tell the tale yet.
LaFleur has a better defense.
LaFleur, yep.
But I reckon Johnson can beat him.
Yeah. Well, he's starting to put it all together very nicely, and they're feeling very good about themselves right now. But I've just got an inkling that the Packers found something last week that they needed desperately, particularly from the offensive side, and I think that carries over.
Yeah, well, the bookies agree. PointsBet have Chicago at 325. It's going to be cold, but it's more the Chicago can play in these conditions. You know, when you play in the cold conditions like Buffalo and Green Bay, there's some teams that just like Miami just can never play in cold conditions. I just think Chicago are sneaky. They're built the way that you want them. Hey, they're still 9-3, Packers 8-3. It's a huge game for the Packers.
It's a huge game for the Packers. That's why I think anybody who wins this game kind of takes over as the one. But look, it's exciting for the Bears. They've been hard done by for so many years, and it's great to see it. It's exciting. It's exciting to watch.
Who's hard done by is when you got Puka for an anytime touchdown, and he's the last leg. Can Devontae Adams share the ball? I mean, he's had 14 receiving touches. Why does Puka not get a look in? Why doesn't he not get a touchdown?
I don't know, but it's pretty exciting. It's pretty cool. It's amazing. It's a bit like Bajan, isn't it? Just let Puka do all the stuff down the field, and then we'll give it to Devontae Adams at the end. Let him catch anything.
Williams at the goal line. He's at the one. How many times they've been at the one? He just goes zip.
Seriously, that first one that he caught too, that was low. That was a pretty good catch as well. I thought,
you can't stop it.
Panthers are in for such a long day, and they found a way. But
you can't stop it.
Yeah, I agree.
He just goes, I'll run to the corner, or I'll do a quick slant, and he'll throw it anywhere and catch it.
And you got a red hot Stafford too.
I love
which
Adams. I've always loved Adams.
Yeah.
We're so blessed to have these superstars.
Seriously, we are
with Stafford, and that's why we want Jefferson to link up with someone, because I don't think he's going to have a quarterback for the next 3 or 4.
Yep.
Righto, I'm going to tip the Rams in a huge bounce back game. That was a huge upset. We know, a bit like Detroit. Remember I said a few weeks ago, they don't lose 2 in a row. I think it was 2022 was the last time the Lions allowed that. I don't know about the Rams record, but it'll be something similar. They'll be filthy. They're only around the corner, Arizona. And we know when Arizona's 3-9 and Rams are 9-3, different reasons to win games, and I reckon it'll be a bit of fun. I wouldn't be surprised if the beef brisket throws a couple of picks in this one. I reckon he'll throw a pick. That might be my little Tommy's pick for this one. And Puka Nacua Tuddy, I'm going to stick with him.
Yeah, no, I like it too. Yep. Good. Let's move on.
Texans at the Chiefs. All right, Texans versus Chiefs. Can you imagine the Chiefs missing the playoffs? Well, guess what, Sip? If they lose this game, that is a reality. And I don't know if you can stop the Texans defense. I reckon the Chiefs, if you take Rice out of the game with Stingley Jr., where are they going to go? Probably Kelsey. Worthy's been a little bit inconsistent. He got 1 catch last week for 41 yards, so that topped him up to 60-something. But take that away. He did nothing. You don't run the ball against the Texans. This is in Arrowhead, and Mahomes is the greatest quarterback we've seen since Brady. So I am fascinated with what's going to happen in this one. We saw Dallas put up some points.
It's Mahomes' arm, if you ask me. The Texans average 91 yards on the ground against them, so their defense is holding up strongly on the ground. So it is Mahomes, and that offense needs to get the passing game going, and that's what it comes down to for them to be able to get the job done. The crazy part about it is that last year, Kansas City in one-score games, 11-0. This year, 1-6. That's the difference. That's what the NFL is all about, in all honesty. How many games do you see where it's 7 points or less, game-winning drives on the line, holding up on defense, and they put you in a position to be able to get the job done? This is what we've seen with the Broncos this year. Yep, everyone thinks that, I'm not too sure. But the reality is the amount of games that are in 3 scores or 3 points or less is 33%. 7 points or less obviously is even higher, going towards trending at 50, 60%. So most of the games that you're playing are one-score games. So that's what it really comes down to. Why the Chiefs haven't been able to get it done, because that's been a huge part, for them over the last few years, and why they've been so good, because they know how to win. And this year it hasn't been the case. So they need to find a way, particularly now getting to the back end of this season, to get it done. I've got a strong feeling they're going to be in that position again this week. Because the Texans' defense is absolutely sound. Their offense is getting going, as I said earlier. And it's a big opportunity for the Chiefs to be able to bounce back again and keep themselves in contention. I'm going with the Chiefs.
Why? Who's going to score? Who's going to play well?
Score? Their passing game, I'm okay with their passing game. I still believe that Rashid Rice is a great receiver, and I think he can challenge Stingley Jr. I think Worthy can get going a little bit more, and I'm happy to back them in. And I honestly also think that it's going to be Mahomes using his legs a little bit more. So I know the run game is something they've been strong, but they haven't had a quarterback that can genuinely use their legs. I think Mahomes finds a way to be able to get it done. They keep their season alive. You?
I tend to agree. I've got a feeling Chiefs at home, 5-1 record at home. Mahomes versus Stroud. That's where I'm going. I think both defenses can play well. I love a home crowd advantage and then my rule of thumb, is I always go quarterback v quarterback if I'm 50-50, which I am. And
They're still 5-1 at home. They're still 5-1 at home. So yeah, I'll back them in.
They beat the Colts, and so did the Texans, but by a similar score. It's going to come down to Mahomes. Prime time as well.
So good.
This is going to be fun. I don't know what we're going to get. It feels like it won't be that high scoring.
No, I can't see it. The passing game's going to have to get going. So who do you go to? I think you're going to have to go with Mahomes when it comes to the passing game.
And I think Mark's foot was a bit of banged up. I don't know whether he's playing. So Nick Chubb is not the answer. And if you lose the run game, CJ and that O-line, it hasn't been the greatest. We talked about big Spags that you might want to coach the Giants. He might be cooking this week. Chiefs at $1.55 via the points bet up. I'm going to go with the Chiefs in that one. And and that's going to be interesting for the AFC South.
It will.
And it'll keep the Chiefs in the conversation. It'll keep them in the conversation.
Keep them alive. It keeps them alive just.
There you go. All right, let's keep moving.
Last one, Tommy.
This is your 10. I'm sick of seeing your 10. You know what? I'm going to have a little vent. I'm sick of seeing the Eagles on prime time, and they go up against the Chargers team.
Suck it up some more. Whinge some more, mate.
Boring football.
You weren't saying this time last year when they were having 30 a game, mate. Hey?
Yes, I did.
Don't you start whinging now, pal.
I liked them in the Super Bowl. Because they played the Chiefs. I said they'd light them up with Devontae.
Put up 55 in the NFC Championship game, mate. You weren't complaining then, were you?
I don't think the Chargers,
licking his chops.
I don't think that. I was licking him. All right, I was licking him. I was licking everything.
No, I agree with you. I think it's time now where we need to put it to bed a little bit. They need to get going. And the only reason why they probably get up and win this game is because you're going to have a Justin Herbert who's a little bit banged up and an O-line that's a little bit banged up, and you'll find a way to waste time on the clock as you do, and they'll do enough just to be able to get it done. But I'm with you. I think we need to see the Eagles a little bit more at the 5 a.m. slot or the 1 p.m. slot over there and give somebody else a go. I'm happy with that.
The good thing is it's at SoFi, so we get it under a roof and it's in LA and everyone's muscles are warm and the ball should travel. There's only one thing I like in this game, Sip. Devontae Smith. It hurts. There's a documentary at the moment that you can go tune into. You probably know the name, but they're covering a little bit more content.
The old Hard Knocks covering the NFC East.
There you go. Yep. And it was a great clip of Devontae Smith talking about something they've been training, and Jalen Hurts saying, I've got to be better. I loved his leadership. He said, I'll hit that next time. Now, there was no next time. There's a next time this week. AJ Brown's had his couple of weeks. He's flying. The team's going shit out. It's pretty funny when you see that.
Have you heard that stat? So every game that a wide receiver's had 100+ receiving yards for the Eagles, they've lost this year.
Run game.
So run game. Get the run game going.
This year, though. I reckon last year it wasn't an issue.
No, it wasn't. But it's just a weird stat to have, isn't it? You have a wide receiver who doesn't get 100 and you're winning games. You're winning games. And when they are over 100, they're not winning games. So you're right. What it comes down to getting the run game going. So, yeah.
It's going to come down to if Herbert's healthy. And if he is, I don't think they're going to run the ball on this Eagle. You're not going to see the Eagles defense do what they did last. There's no way knowing they're letting that happen 2 weeks in a row.
I don't know. Copycat league, though. I get real nervous, but I'm hoping that's the case. Yes, I'm hoping.
Just think Philly are going to be too good. Hey, if Philly win, it'll be flattening for my Dallas pitch. If Philly lose, it'll be good. But then if the Chargers lose, Chiefs are licking their lips as they beat the Texans. I mean, it's just going to be so tight. Yep. This would be massive win for both teams. I'm going Devontae Smith, Tart. I'm staying away from result. And you got to think that in the slot, Lad McConkey is the one. If they're playing from behind, if Herbert's there, he's going to go to his security blanket.
Oh, I saw a little cheeky look in terms of the points bet odds, and I saw that Jalen Hurts' over-under is only at 190.
For passing?
For passing. I'm taking that.
I'd be closer to taking his legs.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's thrown the ball a little bit more. I know their run game, obviously, but I just think if they do have the run game, it's even more impressive for Jalen to be able to get the passing game going. So I don't mind that. I don't mind for him a little sneaky 200+ as well to get going.
Love it, mate. Love it. Well, that rounds out the week ahead. This is going to be blockbuster stuff. Patriots, Giants, 49ers, and Panthers all on bye. It's the last bye week. We have fantasy playoff implications coming up. Sips, unfortunately, out with Guinea. Fourth highest scoring team, yet last on our ladder. Yeah. Very stiff. Yeah. And we're sitting there at 9th, but a chance to finish 6th. And if we get in there, the reason we've lost, let's just quickly talk about it. The reason I've lost is Lamar Jackson. we've had 10 points combined in 3 weeks from Lamar. Now, everyone else we've got the best team, I think.
I need to get it up and have a look and see what we're thinking.
Don't waste everyone's time. Your team sucks. Anyway, let us know Let us know who the player that's cost you the most in fantasy, because I can't believe I'm saying this, but Lamar Jackson has cost me an opportunity to go back to back.
Mine's been Jaden Daniels. We drafted Jaden Daniels, the quarterback, and he obviously hasn't been out on the park. So I'd say that he's been our issue.
I think DJ Moore got me last week. I gave him an old-fashioned polish, and then he come out and gave me nothing. He had more rushing yards and receiving yards. Hey, just to round it out, I'm going to talk about what I like just quickly, and then you do it just to recap the show again. I love the Cowboys, and I love them for a future Super Bowl play. Just a little go on the points bet up, but that is a really strong one for me. I think it's wide open this year, and why not? But I love them in this matchup. Dak, 5-1 against the Lions, and they stop the run, which means dramas normally. Seahawks to eat through the Falcons. I'm looking for a Shaheed deep ball. Bengals, Bills, box office. Just think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Get on all the main guys there. If you keep moving all the way down, I like Chris Godwin for a touchdown against this Saints mob. And then the Colts, Jags, just can't wait to watch. Ravens, Steelers, I'm expecting Derrick Henry to be fed like me and Sip at the Thanksgiving lunch courtesy of NFL Australia. It'll just be give the man whatever he wants, but that should be easily done there. And then we go Broncos, Raiders, Franklin bounce back game. Bears, Packers, can't wait to watch this one, but I think Caleb's going to need to use his legs a little bit more than he did last week. Rams, can we find Puka for a tutty? I like it. And then Texans, Chiefs, just can't wait to sit back and watch. Won't have a play. And then Eagles, Chargers, Devontae Smith is where I'm going. That's my recap for my week 14. Sip, you?
Oh, you've nailed it. You nailed it on the head, to be honest. I like your Cowboys play. They're going to be too good, I think. I'm looking forward to some cracking games here. The Bengals and the Bills will be low-key exciting. I think the Colts and the Jags, as you said, the big playoff implications starting now in week 14. We've got a month left before the playoffs begin. It is getting down to crunch time, and I'm excited for the next month. I can't wait.
And I will never tip the Giants on prime time again. I didn't know they were tanking, so I apologize for all the other upsets I tipped you, and then I just got greedy like I always do.
Shit.
They do suck. They suck. Last one. Again, Osmerican Aces Hub. We've been cooking. If you haven't if you haven't seen it, go on the PointsBet app, tap the NFL, tap the arrow, and then hit Oz American Aces Hub. But the one special we've got for you on prime time is the George Pickens deep ball.
Oh, yeah.
Pick the deep ball pass, and you can go increments of 2.5. Let me read out this year's deep ball for him, the longest catch he's had, right? Last week, 39. The week before that, 43. Week before that, 37. And then if you go 2 weeks prior, 44, 45, 43. This is $7 for a 40-yard reception. I just think, hey, Black Friday sales just completed. You might need, if you need a little bit more money because you've done your Christmas shopping early, well, shop early on the PointsBet app. That is all I have. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens in our fantasy league. We've got our trophy behind us. We're going to present that next week. And we've got a little skit video coming your way. Tune in for this little race call that we did. Sip doesn't even know about it. Something special coming your way on our socials. Thank you. And we'll see you same time next week. Cheers.
Got hands like buckets.
The NBA is back. And to celebrate at PointsBet, place a head-to-head bet on the Lakers versus Warriors. And if your team scores the first basket, you win. That's right. Your team scores first, get paid out early. See your account for personalized max stake limit. PointsBet. It's like hot sauce, but for basketball. Yeah, that's built different. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.